What's up, beautiful people? It's your favorite cousin Rich, and I greatly do appreciate y'all for listening. And it is currently March 2nd, 2025, and it is 5:29 a.m. And we are currently at Santa Monica Beach, walking up and down, enjoying being out here by ourselves. Well, by myself, I should say. Well, y'all with me, so by ourselves. Just taking it in, listening to the birds chirping, and I got a word for y'all. I was originally going to talk about energy vampires. That was the original topic. But I started and it didn't feel comfortable. And the reason why is because I had it was a divine intervention, I should say. And I had to pivot. So when I pivoted, the thing that happened was a divine connection or divine intervention. Something divine happened. And the thing that happened was I was getting ready to get prepared for my walk, drinking my tea, and the guy pulled up in this rental, banging his music. I'm like, all right, bet. Hey, yeah, somebody getting to the money too, because I'm getting to the money out here now. So he's getting to the money. I'm like, okay, what's up? Woo, woo. I'm like, what you doing? Pay good? You know, we get to chopping, we get to talking, we get to politicking. And, you know, we get real politicking. And he goes his way. And before he leaves, he asks me, he says, he tells me, he's like, yo, it's real good. I ran into somebody like you. I've been waiting to run around or run into somebody like you because the people I be around don't really be on shit. I said, see, that's divine. The whole conversation was just really about, just money conversation. It was really about money, hustles, investing in yourself, what you're really good at, really exchanging time for money or investing in yourself, all them type of conversations and shit like that. Like really leveling up, bossing conversations. So I'm going to just go off the top with this conversation. Divine connections, divine intervention, listening to the divine, being able to pivot. That's very important right now. You can have your mind set on something and say, I'm going to go this way. This is what it's going to be. And it could be that for a moment. But you never know when the divine is going to step in and ask you to move this way, move that way, do this, do that. You got to be willing to be malleable. If you're not malleable, if you sturdy, you're not going to make it. You see, we got to remember we're just a piece on a chessboard. And the divine is the one playing chess. The divine is the one, the chess master. So when you get that feeling in your gut, and you need to pivot, you need to move, you need to make something shake, you need to do that. That's your intuition. That's divine. See, all this is connected. When you tapped into yourself and you really have your mind set on something, guess what happens? Now you align yourself with your God body. And now when you align yourself with your God body, now the divine can, boom, connect you right. You connected right with divine now. And now them downloads going to come in. It's like a line. Think about it like when all your chakras are aligned. And now you aligned, with your God body. Now the God body can go straight up into a line with the divine. And now it's like you plugged into it. Now you finna just boom, connect. Now you connected. You see, the divine moves so quickly that you could miss a blessing if you stay stuck. Especially if you have something stuck that you envisioned in your mind. If you stay so stuck on that, and you're not malleable, and you're not willing to pivot and let that go, you're going to lose out on blessings. How many times have you held on to something so much that you could have had something better on the other side, but you didn't let it go? Or you're stuck in a cycle and you didn't let it go so you can achieve better. You see, once you tapped into your God body, once everything is aligned and you connected with the divine, you know anything that you let go, you're going to get tenfold. Because number one, you being obedient, not to the Most High, not to divine, but to yourself. Because yourself already knows what you want. So when you already know what you want, and you are lined up, and you already connected, the blessings and the manifestations just roll in. It has no other option. But that's when you aligned. So for me, I'm so blessed that I had that conversation with Buddy because it allowed me to, do the life coaching thing, But also, it it was almost like every step that I took was a divine step. It was on purpose. Everything was it was set up that way for me to run into him. You know what I'm saying? Like when you run into somebody that you've been needing to run into something, and you be like, damn, how did that happen? It's divine. That's God. So to me, it just be so real when those things happen. That's how you know those divine connections. That's how you know those connections, those things, those people, those situations that was meant to happen for sure, number one. That's God working, number two. And you're supposed to learn something from that situation, whether it be good or bad. Something from that situation you're supposed to learn from. Now, I'm not saying that situation is going to be the best of situations. I'm not saying it's going to be the worst of situations. But what I am saying is that those situations was, number one, set up by divine, and number two, is something that's supposed to be a takeaway from that situation. It's like a movie. The movie only has like 6, 7, 8 turning points in it that really, the beginning, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, the conclusion, is like 6, 7, 8 points. But the rest of it be filler. That's almost like how life is. It be major points in life. Those are those divine connections. And then the filler is the lessons that we learn. To me, that's how I see life. I was listening to a video on YouTube by Love Dorsey. She do the life coaching thing too, but she's more on relationships and she keep it real. She talk about leveling up, bossing up, all type of shit. She keep it real. I've been listening to her for years. But she had this one video talking about stagnancy, being stagnant. And I always thought the same way about it, what she said. Like how when you have a still body of water, that's bad water. You want water that's always flowing. That's the good water. That's the water you can drink from. But that water that stays still, parasites and shit start growing in it. And that's the same way with people. 100%. And that shit resonated so much. I'm not going to say why, but it resonated so much. People are just like water. That if you stagnant, you don't move, you're not constantly on new shit. Not saying like every day you on some new shit, But you're not always striving to do something better, be better. That 1% I'm always talking about. If you're not always, trying to be the better you, not being stagnant is what I'm saying, you're going to turn into that still body of water. And nothing good can come up out of that. Nothing. Nothing at all. It's like first the water be moving. It's good water. But then the more and more it sits still, something start reeking up off of it. That's the same way with people. They be moving for a little second. Then they start slowing down. And they stay still. And they start reeking of that hate, of that jealousy, of that envy. And sometimes folk can't even really help it. It's just brewing in the inside. They can't help it. Some people can, some people can't. And I said this in the video before, a long time ago. I said, people gonna show you how they really feel about you. People gonna show you how they really feel about you because it's subconscious. It's all subconscious. So subconsciously, you don't like a motherfucker. So anytime you not around this person, you always think bad thoughts about them. Even probably when you around them, when you're not speaking, you thinking bad thoughts. But now your conscious mind is playing that I like them. So now you faking. Future faking. Well, that's not future faking, excuse me. But now you faking, right? You faking like you like them in their face. But deep down, you really don't like them. So subconsciously, you don't like them. What's going to happen is, eventually, your subconscious is going to act just like you can drive home, not actively thinking. One day, your subconscious is going to act how you really feel. When that active brain take a nap. When that active brain take a nap and that subconscious kick on, you're going to show them how you really feel about them. And you need to hold on to that. Because that's how a motherfucker really feel about you. Everything else is just plain cleanup. Everything else is plain cleanup. They're going to show you how they really feel about you. Like, I always had this in my mind about respect. When people go to work, they know how to act in front of their boss. They know how to act with their coworkers, the customers if they got customers. They know how to work with everybody. They know how to put on to get the check. They show up for that. So if somebody really fuck with you, they gotta show up. And when they don't show up, their subconscious is gonna kick on and they're gonna show you how they feel about you. So just how they wouldn't talk to their boss left, they wouldn't talk to their, co-workers left, they probably would talk to their co-workers left. So, but just how they wouldn't, just how they wouldn't talk to their boss left, they shouldn't talk to you left. And if they're able to talk to you left, that means they don't respect you because they respect their boss. They may not have respect for that boss, but they have respect for the position at least. Because that's the motherfucker who cut the check. They have respect for the owner because that's the motherfucker who cut the check. That's the resource. So if they respect that resource giver, they should respect you. And if they don't respect you as if they respect that, just like they respect that boss, you need to cut them off. Especially if they don't give you no warning like, hey, it's a bad day, woo woo. You need to cut them off. Just like they show up for work, they should be able to show up for you. Just like you show up for yourself. This is why you got to have self-love time. Time where you just give to yourself. That way you're able to show up for people. Just like you show up for work. But if people got too many excuses about, why they can't show up for you, then tell them look like you got too much on your plate. Let me hop up off, and do me. Just like if somebody got 4 or 5 jobs and they can't show up for all 4 or 5, guess what? They got to let one go. So the same thing with you. They got to let you go. People got to show up. If people don't show up, cut your losses. It's plain and simple. Plain and simple. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it may feel some type of way. Ooh, it is. But you got to live to learn. Put a little Band-Aid on that boo-boo and keep it going. Because I tell you what, it's going to hurt them much more than it's going to hurt you. Because you show up. Because when you know something is important, you know how important it is for you to show up. Or else you're not going to have that thing no more. Just like if you don't show up to work properly, you're not going to have that check. So if you don't show up with that person or you don't show up here with that friendship or whatever the case may be, you're not going to have them. Same thing. Same thing. So don't let people use no excuse. And if that's what they're going to stick to, if that's what their explanation is or their excuse is, whatever the case may be, if that's what their explanation is, excuse me. If that's what the explanation is, then guess what? Tell them stick with it. Okay, cool. And let it be that. Because you shouldn't fight or make no extra arrangements, beg and plead, or, paint a picture for somebody to find out or to realize why you should be in their life or why you should have something. You shouldn't have to do that. What I firmly believe is that when people want something, they show up. Now, I feel comfortable about talking about energy vampires. You never know you was around an energy vampire until you get from around them. And this can come with the stagnancy. Because people only become energy vampires if they steal. I'm going to put it like this. If you and your buddy is parallel, y'all working on the same thing, both of y'all energy is going to what y'all working on. So y'all don't have time to be buddy-buddy sharing energy about common shit. because y'all both working on something. Y'all both moving forward. Y'all waters is still flowing. But when one buddy energy becomes murky, and they still want to move forward with you, they're going to have to drain. They're going to have to get some of your flowing water. Now that's dragging away from yours. So now yours can become still. And you never know how still your water was until you put up a wall. And now your water's back flowing again. And you're like, damn, we flowing. Whew, shit, what the fuck was that? You see, the thing about energy vampires is sometimes people know it, sometimes people don't, that they're energy vampire. And this is both sides. Some people don't know if they're an energy vampire, and some people know they're an energy vampire. And some people don't know if they're dealing with an energy vampire, and some people know they're dealing with an energy vampire. The people who know they're dealing with an energy vampire or really deal with energy vampires are people who are empathetic and sympathetic. And when you're empathetic and sympathetic, you feel for people and you feel that emotion. So you really see where people are coming from and you feel emotionally, you feel for them. So now you start giving in your energy into these things unknowingly. And the recipients sometimes are missing something or longing for something or needing something. It could be a feeling. It could be anything. So sometimes unknowingly, they take or receive from that empathetic, sympathetic person or that giver. And once you've been a person who's been deprived of water so long, once you get that water, you drink and drink and drink like you never drank before. And if you don't replenish that well or replenish that source that is giving out that water, that person or that well will run dry, i.e. your energy. You will have no more. Some people are thirsty and don't know it. Some people are thirsty and they know it. At the end of the day, you have to make the decision for you. And this is for empathetic, sympathetic people. Especially. Beware of your energy. Sometimes you don't know you're around an energy vampire till you get from around a situation. And ideas start flowing, things start flowing. And you don't never know it. But when you're around a situation, you're around a person, you start seeing that shit start slowing up. Money starts slowing up. Ideas start slowing up. Shit just start moving a little funny. Number one, I think that's divine. And number two, on the 3D, that's that still water coming into your flowing water, slowing it down. So when you get from around that situation or that person, now your ideas start coming back. Your money start flowing. This start working. This start working. And you never would have really knew it unless you got from around that situation. That's why, relating back to the beginning when I was talking about divine, if you always keep yourself aligned, you always keep yourself, or try to at least, divine gonna look out for you. But you gotta pay attention to the signs when it's giving you signs. You gotta pay attention to situations when it's giving you situations. And to save yourself. on some spiritual shit as well. That whole energy vampire thing, right? That's some wicked shit. Because unknowingly, you are giving your energy to this thing other than your purpose, other than to what divine has you needing to do. So the more you are trying to give into this thing, or the more you are giving into this thing, is the less that you're giving into yourself, the less that you're giving to divine. So if you really have a mission, you really have a purpose out here, divine really has its hand over you, guess what's going to happen? Divine intervention will happen. Divine intervention will happen. Again, divine intervention will happen. But it's up to you, like I said, to pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities and everything that you need to. You got to do your job. Divine can only do so much. You got to do your job. Because divine is like, hold up. You supposed to be working on this. You supposed to be working on this. You supposed to be working on this. We ain't talked about this. We ain't talked in a minute. We ain't talked about this. That's what divine's saying to you. The giver, the empathy person, the deep empathy person. That's what divine's saying to you. We ain't talked in a minute. What you been doing? And you take a look back and you see where your energy been going. You're like, damn. So get what divine gonna do. Divine gonna do some intervention. Y'all remember the TV show Intervention? Yeah. Divine gonna do his own intervention. And that's up to you to pay attention to the signs. Or else you're gonna be dragged down with that stagnant person. You're gonna be dragged down in situations. And you better hope the person who you waiting on, or the situation that you waiting on, don't got no karma attached to it. You better hope to God it ain't got no karma attached to it, and it's just a stagnant person. A good person, they just stagnant, and God don't need you around it because you got a mission. Now, if they're a good person, okay, you ain't got no karma, you just gonna be stagnant too. But if they got some karma and you stagnant with them, oh, you about to be in some world of shit. Cause karma just like people in the hood. Karma just like niggas in the hood who ain't got no aim. Everybody getting hit. You around them, you getting hit. Same thing. You got karma like, okay, bet. You want to kick it around them? You better get karma with them too. Come on. Divine gonna be like, I tried to save you. I tried to tell you. Don't you see the signs? I gave you signs. You ain't want to move. You ain't want to be malleable. But now you was giving your energy to that situation. And okay, bet. And you continue and continue and continue. And you didn't want to turn. You don't want to change your way. You ain't do, well, okay, bet. Say less. Divine gonna be like, I'm done. Cool. It's real out here. It's really real out here. Divine really working out here. It's up to you to pay attention. It's up to you to pay attention if you really want to be led. To me, I want to be led by the divine. Divine know more than me. Divine did all this, so what I know? Compared to this, I know nothing. I know nothing compared to what divine could do. So show me where to go. Show me what to do. I'm open. I'm a vessel. Let me know what's up. That's how I speak with divine. That's how I am with divine. I ain't on no, oh, it's my way or the highway type shit. No. Hell no. Divine gonna be like, okay, bet. See, when it comes to divine, I try to be the good child. I try to be the goody two-shoes when it comes to divine. I'm not saying I'm a goody two-shoes in person. Nah, I'll cuss you out, all type of shit. But what I'm saying is, like, when divine leads my steps, I'm not hard-headed. When divine tell me to do this, I'm going to do it. Why? Because I know what it's going to give me. I know what I'm going to get in return. I think a kid, me and Divine, I think of like the rich kid syndrome. Like all you gotta do is, do what I tell you, do what you need to do so you can get what you want. They be like, all you gotta do is go to school and get, A's and B's. I'm gonna get you a Ferrari. That's how I see Divine to me. Divine like, hey, just do X, Y, Z. I'm gonna get you that Ferrari. I'm like, bet. You gotta be really tapped in though. I'm not saying, and this go for anybody and everybody. Divine, but you gotta be on Divine's side. Divine ain't gonna give you nothing if you ain't give yourself to Divine. That's like you got rich parents and you doing what you want to do, but you want a Ferrari. Like, what the fuck? Menendez brother face ass. It don't work like that. Once you give yourself to Divine and you do what you need to do, He's gonna give you what you want. But that come with you gotta let go of control. You gotta let go of control. You let go of control, you cool. Now you allow it to flow like water. But as long as you got control, you're gonna be like that still bottle of water. You see that still bottle of water, it didn't want to move. It didn't want to move like Divine wanted it to move. It didn't want to move, so now it's stuck, it's still. Now I got parasites and shit. But as long as you moving like Divine wants you to move, you're gonna be like that flowing water, that good water people can drink from. Anyway, I'm about to get off. This is your favorite cousin Rich. Again, I greatly do appreciate y'all for listening. Rich Talks episode 45. We went all over the world. We came back to the same place. Again, I greatly do appreciate y'all for listening. Y'all have a blessed one. I'm about to edit this up real quick, put it up. All right. Love y'all. Peace.